It is now 7:02 p.m., and I would like to call to order the September 19th, 2017 business meeting of the Aldine Independent School District Board of Trustees. I'm going to ask Mr. Paul Shanklin to please read the board's ethics statement.
The board has adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value system or personal goal interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberations and decisions.
Thank you, Mr. Shanklin. We extend a warm welcome to everyone present and are pleased that you are able to join us tonight as we celebrate the achievements, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Aldine Independent School District. I would like to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present, and I see that we have visitors in the audience tonight. If you have comments to the board and have not yet filled out an audience participation form in the brochure next to the agenda books outside, please do so at this time and give your form to Ms. Loera to my right. The board will listen under item number 17 on the agenda, open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. Item number 5 on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the previous meetings. Do we have a motion?
I move that the minutes of the board committee meeting on August the 14th, the minutes of the regular meeting on August the 15th, and the minutes of the special call meeting on September the 5th, 2017 be approved as printed.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. We'll begin the vote with Dr. Booker.
Booker, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Thank you. Item 6 is the tax rate adoption for the 2017 calendar year. We will recess our board meeting, and the meeting for the adoption of the tax rate for 2017 calendar year is now called to order. Dr. Alfred Stevens?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board, I have several items to discuss. In accordance with Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code, we conducted a budget and proposed tax rate hearing on June 13th, 2017. Proper notification of that hearing was posted and advertised in the newspaper, and the hearing was open for public comments. There are also copies of the June tax notice on the front table if anyone would like a copy. At that June meeting, the board was presented with a proposed budget of $622,652,144 for 2017-18. This represents an overall decrease of $54,658,181 from the initial 2016-17 budget. The board adopted that proposed budget. At the meeting, the board also held the tax rate hearing. A tax rate was proposed to the board at that time. Tonight, we would like to set the 2017 tax rate for Aldine Independent School District. I have placed in front of you a statement of the 2017 appraisal roll. This statement includes the total certified and uncertified appraised value of all property, and that amount is $22,190,353,437. And the taxable certified and uncertified value for all property is $16,535,848,156. In order for the district to maintain and oversee the public schools in the Aldine Independent School District, to pay outstanding bonds in the succeeding year, and for all other lawful purposes, it is necessary for the district to set a tax rate. I am proposing the board set the tax rate of 24 cents for the interest and sinking fund and $1.133388 for the maintenance and operation fund for the 2017 tax year. This rate is 5 cents higher than our current tax rate and is a total tax rate of $1.37.3. The additional 5 cents is due to additional debt payments that were approved by the Aldine voters in November 2015. In June, each board member was given a copy of the notice that appeared in the Houston Chronicle and Northeast News. The notice indicated these proposed tax rates. Does the board have any questions about our taxable value or the tax rates that I have recommended?
Board members, are there questions?
No questions.
If you have no questions, then I would like to recommend that the board approve the resolution and ordinance fixing and levying school district ad valorem taxes and approve the certified tax roll.
Board members, you've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move we adopt a total tax rate of $1.373388 for the 2017 tax year, which consists of 24 cents for the interest and sinking fund and $1.133388 for the maintenance and operation.
Thank you, Mr. Shankler. Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Is there discussion? Well, let's begin the vote with Dr. Booker.
Booker, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Reed, yes.
Bourgeois, yes. Esparza, yes.
Thank you.
The adoption of the 2017 tax rate satisfies the requirements set in Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alfred Stevens. Board members, this concludes, we will now adjourn the meeting to adopt the tax rate. It is 7:10 p.m. We will now resume our regular board meeting. The next item on the agenda is the academic report to be given by Dr. Sarah Tomey.
She's much taller than I am. Good evening, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. On Thursday, September 7th, students returned to class after missing 8 days of school due to Hurricane Harvey. That day, the district had an attendance rate of 93%. Aldine felt it was important to bring students back and provide them with a somewhat normal routine. In order to meet the needs of the students, adjustments were made to the grading policy, the scope and sequence, and assessments for the first 9 weeks. Curriculum program directors worked to have all the revisions to the scope and sequence ready for each course as teachers returned to work on September 6th. The scope and sequence was revised to account for 8 fewer days of instruction. The number of major grades, daily grades, and homework grades required for the first 9 weeks was also reduced. District assessments for the first 9 weeks became optional. Campuses were provided with several options for how to use the district assessments to guide instructional planning. In August, Aldine received the preliminary state accountability ratings. This year, Aldine has 3 campuses that are considered an improvement required. This is down from 8 campuses in 2015 and 4 campuses in 2016. The improvement required campuses are Black Elementary, Goodman Elementary, and Stovall Elementary. This concludes the academic report for September 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Tomey. The next item is correspondence. Mr. Mead, do we have any correspondence to be read tonight?
Madam President, we have no correspondence to read tonight.
Okay, thank you. We move now to the recognition of staff, students, and patrons. I call on Mr. Abel Garza to make that presentation, or those presentations.
Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. Tonight we begin by recognizing some very important members of our community. Over the past few weeks, the business partners of Aldine ISD have reached out and offered assistance to the Aldine family. They reacted immediately and offered food, various cleaning supplies, and just various products to help the community. Tonight, we would like to recognize some of those business partners that they're here and able to attend. This is going to work out very smoothly. So first, I'd like to call Dr. Kimberly Booker. And if you could join us, Dr. Garcia. Thank you for leading our uniform drive, Dr. Booker. And we certainly appreciate all your efforts. Come around this way. I think she forgot how we do things around here. Here we go.
She can't see.
Oh,
Her
okay.
eyes are
Here,
dying.
take her to the front. Right. There's nobody here. Next, to accept a certificate, on behalf of the Aldine Noon Optimist Club, we have Stacy Smith. And they've done a lot for our district. Stacy, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
And Mr. Mead, thank you very much, sir.
She's my right-hand girl.
Now to accept on behalf of Michael Thomas of the Miami Dolphins, our athletic director, Richard Delgado. Richard? The Miami Dolphins donated several trucks, 3 trucks worth of supplies and items for our district and our community. And now we have, I know my family's favorite, Chick-fil-A. Natalie Perez and Desiree Lesama. Thank you for everything you do beyond the hurricane efforts for our district.
Thank you.
They really like you, Dr. Garcia. I would check that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Next, we'd like to call in, they turned everybody's head when they delivered the food. So Burns Barbecue, and here is Nashika Melton. They brought barbecue down to the MOC, and they fed a whole bunch of people. Thank you so much. It was not user error. Okay, good. We established that. You redeemed yourself, Mike. Now we'd like to call up our different departments. If you're here representing a department, please come up. First, I'd like to call up Child Nutrition Services. Take a group picture. Dana may not be here yet.
Yes, here she comes.
Here she comes.
Miss McGavin.
You have one for each.
Yeah, yes. Child Nutrition did an outstanding job helping with collecting food and making the food. They had a special chef that helped them, assisted them. We're going to take a group picture. Now, athletic department, Could you join us up front as well? And our maintenance department, can you join us up here? I think they're outside. Could somebody call our maintenance department? Go, Richard. Mr. Legato.
Mr. Harris and Mr. Prudhomme.
Maintenance department and transportation department. Buildings and property, everybody's outside. They were so nice to give up their seats.
Viola, move to the center.
Herb. He was here. Okay. We will give her, maintenance department, there's a later date.
Great job, guys. Great job. Outstanding.
Thank you. We have actually one more. One of our business partners showed up. Denise Smith. Catering by Smith. Denise, there you are.
Nice.
Thank you for joining us.
She's one of the family.
She can actually cook.
She sure can. Not just sandwich making. She can really cook. Thank you.
Okay, and now Dr. Garcia, thank you for your help there. Appreciate that. I'd like to continue with our monthly recognitions. First, I want to call up Mr. Milo Ortiz, Executive Director of Buildings and Properties. He will present the building of the month.
Can I place it right here? Yeah, is that okay? I can hold these. Yeah, maybe so, these two. All right, good evening. Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board, and all in attendance. It is my pleasure to come before you to recognize our buildings of the month for September. And this month, I'm happy to announce we have two worthy recipients. So at this time, representing Aldine High School, I'd like to ask for Lucia Espinosa, head custodian, and principal Walter Stewart, if they would please join me at the podium. Also representing MacArthur High School, I'd like to ask for Romelia Martinez, head custodian, and assistant principal Francis Nathan, and principal Heather Peterson, if they would also please join us at the podium. Okay, great. So, these two schools overcame tremendous challenges during the summer with construction, with renovations, and a hurricane for good measure to be ready for the school year. These two schools showed incredible work ethic, teamwork, flexibility, and loyalty to Aldine stakeholders to get the job done and be ready for not only our start in August, but our restart in September. So, Ms. Lucia Espinosa from Aldine High School has worked as a custodian in Aldine for 9 years, four of those years being head custodian. Ms. Romelia Martinez from MacArthur High School has worked as a custodian in Aldine for 18 years, with 14 of those years as a head custodian. We want to thank both teams for their leadership, and on behalf of Buildings and Properties, it is my pleasure to present to both schools the Building of the Month Award for September 2017. Congratulations to both teams for a job Well done. Aldine? You guys ready to go? Yes, we're gonna do it.
I know. I don't know why they don't like going to the center. I don't know. It seemed like the obvious thing to do, wouldn't it?
Now I'd like to call Dana Sheffield, Executive Director of Child Nutrition Services. She can announce her team of the month. We've got you running, Dana.
Oh. Somebody leaned on me. Thank you. Okay, now let's come on up. Come on up. Just kind of stand right. Or you can go up there.
Yeah, just some.
Good evening. Just, y'all can go up there. Unless y'all want to speak too. That'd be Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board. Child Nutrition is pleased to announce its Team of the Month, actually for May 2017, Keeble ECPK School. They were nominated by their principal, Andronetta Marshall, for their above and beyond service, efforts, and great attitude. Keeble is the largest ECPK school and serves 94% of their students for breakfast and 89% for lunch each day. As communicated by the principal, the staff initiated efforts to serve breakfast and lunch in the classroom during days in May when graduation ceremonies occurred and the required use of the cafeteria for parents and guests. Congratulations to this outstanding team that clearly exhibits genuine efforts for service. Cafeteria manager is Renee Murphy, and specialists include Sheila Bryant, Sandra Contrias, Tyra Foster, Yasina Lopez, Jeannie Manning, Mary Stevens, and Tonyetta Allen. Supervisor for Keeble is Sal Jessa. Congratulations, team.
Yeah, let's form two rows. We know you see each other all day, every day, but it's time to get a little bit closer today. There you go. Thank you. And now Jill Metcalf, Executive Director of Transportation, will announce her department's Employee of the Month.
Good evening, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, members of the board. It is my honor, it's my privilege to announce Dwayne Bauer as our Employee of the Month in Transportation. Dwayne was with us during all of our rescue and recovery efforts with Hurricane Harvey. Dwayne was one of the first two drivers on scene. Dwayne, how deep was the water that you were driving through?
Up to the headlights.
Up to the headlights of the bus. And uncharted. He didn't know what he was going out into, but he did. And we appreciate everything that he does for the department. He has been with transportation for 20 years.
Wow.
20 years. Excellent service, all 20 years. Thank you, Dwayne.
Our next presentation is by Stacy Smith, Program Director of Resource Development. Stacy will present a number of grants the district has received.
Good evening, President Garcia, board members, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to report on recent grant awards. Will Todd Lindeman, principal of Eisenhower Senior High, and Christina Musacia please come forward? I know she was ready to go. She knew exactly where to go. If you'll turn around and face this way. Okay. Okay. Deep in the heart of Eisenhower Senior High, they are finding their love of reading. Following the successful book club method detailed in the book Book Love, Christina is creating the Book Love Book Club. Students will follow a timeline for completing their books and communicate electronically with other students reading the same book in other classes. Students will have a selection of 15 different books, literary selections, to choose from. Her donation is from Donors Choose, and the amount is $1,225. Congratulations. Will Heather Peterson, principal of MacArthur Senior High, and Dr. Thomas Halpert, assistant principal of mathematics, please come forward? Congratulations, pleasure to meet you. The Geometry Schoology Blended Learning Initiative will provide Chromebook technology and Schoology training to the geometry team. The geometry team will develop curriculum content and implement blended learning strategies in the 2017 and 2018 school year using Schoology. The grant will secure the technology needed for the initiative. This grant was funded by the Vanguard Charitable, and the amount is $22,000. Will Scott DeBerkey, principal of Gray Elementary, and Judy White, assistant principal, and Sergio Medina, assistant principal, please come forward? On September 30th, coming up very soon, with a donation from the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, Blue Cross volunteers, Kaboom, Gray Elementary staff, parents, and community volunteers will build a playground at Gray Elementary in a day. Play is so important to our students for health and fitness, creativity, socialization, but most of all, it's just fun. We invite you to see this transformation, but better yet, bring a screwdriver or bring a shovel and join us on that day. Congratulations. This is from Kaboom, and the amount is $90,000. And the total amount awarded this evening is $113,225. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call up Dr. Robin Williams from our Human Resources Department, and she will recognize the Human Resources Department Employee of the Quarter.
Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board, I would like to present Sylvia Venegas as the Employee of the Quarter in the Human Resources Department. Sylvia began her career in Aldine in 2015 as a secretary for the Director of Auxiliary Staffing. As a secretary for auxiliary staffing, she is charged with overseeing the completion of applications for the applicants from child nutrition, transportation, buildings and properties, maintenance, technology, police department, central receiving, district clerical, and all temporary employees. Sylvia is also trained as an Indigo fingerprinter for the district's fingerprinting site. She has an incredible talent for helping others. Her calm demeanor allows her to be a voice of reason and comfort to guide employees and applicants through any situation. She manages her tasks with scrutiny and precision. Her director, Ms. Keena Bradley, Dr. Keena Bradley, describes her as extremely dependable, forward-thinking, and highly efficient. She is blessed to have her as her secretary. Sylvia Venegas is truly an asset to Human Resources Department. Her commitment to excellence and dedication to the stakeholders of Aldine ISD is phenomenal. As a result of her great work ethic, the directors in the Human Resources Department unanimously selected Sylvia to represent our department as the Employee of the Quarter. Thank you, Sylvia, for your continued service and dedication to Aldine.
I think they're going to fight her for the flowers back here. Finally, tonight, our program will be introduced by Deborah Johnson, Program Director of Secondary Social Studies. Deborah. She's outside. And she has some guests also, so she'll be bringing in guests in a little bit. Oh, she'll bring them now.
Brought a bunch of friends with us tonight. Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. My name is Deborah Johnson, and I'm the Program Director of Secondary Social Studies. I'm joined tonight by Gwendolyn Lockett, the Program Director of Elementary and Intermediate Social Studies. We would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about a program that is very dear to us, National History Day. For more than 20 years, Aldine has participated in the National History Day program. In September, students began researching topics by visiting libraries, archives, museums, conducting oral history interviews, and visiting historical sites. Students present their work in one of 5 ways: as a historical paper, as an exhibit, as a performance, as a documentary, or as a website. Students compete at campus, district, and regional competitions, with winners advancing to the state competition. In May, over 80 students from Aldine competed at Texas History Day competition held at the University of Texas in Austin. The top entries at the state level were then invited to the national competition. Texas sent 36 projects to the National History Day competition, with 8 of those projects coming from Aldine ISD. Each year, nearly 3,000 students with their families and teachers gather at the University of Maryland for a week-long event. These groups come from all 50 states, Washington, D.C., Guam, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, and international schools in Germany, China, Korea, and South Asia. In June, 25 students from Aldine represented Aldine in the state of Texas at the national competition. Nimitz High School's Carolina Chala placed 5th at National History Day. The advantages of National History Day do not stop with medals or cash awards. Students learn valuable skills that can carry them through life: critical thinking, problem solving, research skills, experience interviewing adults. Scholarships and internships are just a few of the advantages of National History Day. We'd now like to share a video with you about National History Day. And I turn to help. Okay. This one?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I got it. Let's see, and then I just hit sing right there. That's another reason. Yeah, there's one right there. Yeah. Okay, we're ready?
Just hit play when you're ready.
Okay. Hit play.
Afford our students not only invaluable research skills.
See, my seconds were ticking away. I was on it.
Okay, now you can hit.
Now I can hit play? All right, here we go.
History Day affords our students with not only invaluable research skills, but unique and unforgettable experiences as well.
After seeing Forgotten Genius, two eighth graders competing in National History Day decided to make Percy Julian the subject of their entry. Tatiana McLean and Han Van proposed the idea to their teacher, Monica Blackshirt.
When the girls came to me to present Percy Julian, this is a really good topic because I don't know who he is. So I had to go and do some research myself to kind of see who he was, and I thought that it was amazing. Because I feel like with National History Day, choosing something different. I don't add a topic, and I told them to fly. It's really all them. They do everything themselves.
The girls set to work, researching for their ambitious project.
We needed like real archives and the scientific notes that he would take down while exploring the chemicals in the Calabar game.
So they decided to contact Nova for help.
Dear Miss Wallace, this year my partner and I are participating in the National History Day competition. This year's theme is exploration, encounter, and exchange.
Didn't you and they? It made my year. I mean, I thought, this is why we do public college. This is it. This is why it's so important. It's all about the mission and education that we strive so hard to do this. So one of the things I did was I suggested to Tatiana and Han that they contact the director of the film. And so he was able to give them some insights because he had met Percy Julian's son and daughter and other people who had worked with him.
It was a lot of work, but we managed to put it all together into an exhibit. There was a lot of long nights, early mornings, and last-minute trips to the store, but we managed to get it all done.
Their hard work paid off.
So far, we have advanced to the school level, district level, and regional level, and we are hoping to be victorious at the state level so that we can go to. Sincerely, Tatiana McLean and Han Mon.
In May of 2016, they headed to Austin, Texas for the state finals.
We were pretty confident when we got to Austin. We were sure we were going to place.
Tatiana and Han placed third, competing against 44 other exhibits.
A judge actually came to us and said it was really amazing knowing that she's never seen Percy Julian, and she's been judging for about 20 years.
In December of 2016, Lewis built a living history experience with civil rights activist Joan Trembara Mulholland, a topic of Layla's History Day project. Intermediate and middle school students attended an assembly in which each student was provided a copy of her biographical book thanks to a generous donation from library services. In spring of 2017, Nimitz High School student Carolina Chava had an article published in the Texas Historian, a periodical produced by the Texas State Historical Association. This summer, Grantham Academy students Aaliyah Calloway and Alicia Garza were chosen to become student docents at the Brown Museum in Galveston, Texas. Aaliyah and Alicia were filmed as they narrated a tour of the museum's exhibition. Their virtual tour will be available to all Texas public schools in the upcoming month. While competing at National History Day, PBS American Experience showcased 5 students from Southwell Academy and their A Visit to National History Day campaign.
My name is Karen Cordova, and I attend Shotwell Academy in Houston, Texas, where I study history a lot. Many of my history teachers have really emphasized the importance of history and that we are making history as we go.
Real history, because it's a fantastic story. And if you give kids the opportunity to learn it themselves, I think you would be surprised at what they come up with. We can feel pretty good about this generation and where they will take us in the future.
Good evening, everyone, once again. We did bring some of our students showcased in the video as well, and we wanted to say, first of all, thank you to the board for your support of the NHD program here in here in Aldine. Also, we have their parents in the audience who have contributed countless time and dollars to supporting the students in this project. So first, I'd like to introduce Karen Cordova. And she presented an individual exhibit and was showcased in PBS American Experience. All right.
So her parents can.
Eva Davila.
Perhaps the parents can stand when the students are
Your child's
recognized.
name is spoken. You make Karen's parents. Yay. Okay, and you guys can come and join your kids up front as well.
Yes.
Then we have Eva Davila. Okay. Kaylee I. Flores. Tiffany Martinez. Christina Young. Isaiah Thomas. Layla Adams. And I'm her parent, so I can't. She's my child. And we have Alicia Garza. And Aaliyah Calloway.
Do a group picture, but I'll need 2 rows, please. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Deborah, if you'll move, there you go. All right, ready? Look this way, please. 1, 2, and 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
And there's things Are you good? Y'all good? Okay.
Ready? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your time and support.
Thank you for the presentation.
Good job.
Thank you all. Am I the only one who feels like the IQ just dropped as soon as they left? Gosh, I felt so much pressure of them. They're so smart. Dr. Garcia, that concludes the program.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Garza. Aldine has very talented students. Thank you. Board members, the board has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study and discussed them at length at the study session last night. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the consent agenda items to be voted on by the board tonight? Okay. If not, board members, do I hear a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
I move that all items under A through J on the consent agenda be approved as printed.
Thank you, Mr. Shanklin. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Bourgeois. Any discussion? We'll begin the vote then with Connie Esparza.
Esparza, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Me, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Booker, yes.
Thank you. Item 12 on the agenda is a report of the administrative staff, promotions and appointments. Dr. Bamberg, do you have staff recognitions tonight?
Yes, ma'am, we have several. We first would like to recognize Mr. James Metcalf, who is moving from his position as principal of the Aldine Education Center to principal of Davis 9. Mr. Metcalf has a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, which he received from the, Sam Houston State University in 1994, a Master of Education in Educational Administration from Prairie View A&M University in 2001. And he started his career in Aldine at Stovall Middle School as a social studies teacher in 1996, then became an educational service manager at Eisenhower High School in 2001, assistant principal also at Eisenhower in 2004, and then moved over to the curriculum AP position at Hoffman Middle School in 2010 before he moved to AEC principal. So Mr. Metcalf has 21 years of experience in the field of education, with all of those years in Aldine ISD. And did you bring someone we might recognize to introduce to us tonight?
My wife Vicki, she also works in Aldine and Eisenhower High School, and between both of us, we provided more than 40 years of service to students in Aldine.
All right, very good. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, we want to recognize Cynthia Harrison, who is moving from a math instructional coach at Parker Intermediate to assistant principal at Aldine Middle School. There she is, Miss Harrison, and she has a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies from University of Houston Downtown, which she received in 2009, then went on to get her master's in curriculum instruction from Sam Houston State University in 2013. Now, Ms. Harrison actually began as a paraprofessional in Klein ISD while she was going to school, because she started her as a paraprofessional at Niche in 2005, but then in 2009, when it was time for her to teach, she came to Aldine and started at Carter Academy. Then in 2010, she moved to Rayford Intermediate as a classroom teacher, and stayed there to 2012, but then became the math skills specialist at Rayford Intermediate in 2012 to 2014. So her total years of experience, counting her paraprofessional experience, is 12 years, but 8 of those years as a teacher has been with Aldine ISD. So congratulations on your position, and did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight?
How about my husband, Willie Harrison, my daughter, Kristen Harrison, and my son, Ryan Harrison.
Well, welcome to all of you.
And I just want to say that the person who challenged me to go back to school to get my bachelor's degree is also here tonight and hired me as a paraprofessional, which is Dr. Smith. He was my principal at Niche Elementary.
All right, congratulations. Congratulations on your new position, and welcome to all of you. Next, we want to recognize Ms. Salvador Peralta, Mr. Salvador Peralta, who is a math teacher at MacArthur High School, and he is moving into an assistant principal position at Aldine Middle School. Mr. Peralta has a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics from the University of Houston Downtown, and he graduated in 2007, then went on to get his Master of Business Administration from University of Houston Downtown, and he received that in 2016. So he has been he also started as a paraprofessional in 2004 and worked at Carter Academy and Mac High School, Big Mac High School, MacArthur High School, and then was a teacher for MacArthur High School beginning in 2008 through the current year, before now moving to his new position as an assistant principal. So Mr. Peralta has 11 years of experience, with all of those years in Aldine ISD. So congratulations, and did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
I'm a product of Aldine. I graduated from MacArthur. I see a lot of familiar faces. Ms. Salvador was my principal when I graduated. Was my assistant principal when I was a student at Hambrick. And I mean, I can go on and on. I'm really proud of Aldine, and that's why I decided to stay.
Well, thank you. And we're glad you did stay, and congratulations in your new role. Next, we want to recognize Mandalay Davis, and she is moving from her current position as the Program Manager of School Choice in Spring Branch ISD to a new job in Aldine as an Assistant Principal at Aldine Senior High School. And Ms. Davis has a Bachelor of Arts in Communication, which she received from Texas State University in 2000, and her Master of Educational and Educational Leadership from Sam Houston State University, which she received in 2003. And she started her teaching and educational career in Spring ISD as a classroom teacher in the year 2000. She also moved to a private school and was the principal there at Baptist Temple School in 2005, stayed there a year, and then moved to Klein ISD as a parent liaison from 2006 to 2009, and then became in the Yes Public Schools the Director of Strategic Initiatives from 2009 to 2012, and before moving into her role in Spring Branch as Strategic or Research and Design. So Ms. Davis has 17 years of experience in the field of education, and this will be her first year in Aldine ISD. But we want to welcome you, and she's sort of part of the family. She's related to that lady in the back there, Ms. Dr. Charlotte Davis. And so we want to welcome you to Aldine and say congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight? Well, very good. Well, welcome home and congratulations. Next, we want to welcome and introduce Sergio Medina from fourth grade bilingual teacher. There's Mr. Medina at Smith Academy to assistant principal at Gray Elementary. Mr. Medina has a Bachelor of Science in Applied Learning and Development from the University of Texas in Austin, which he received in 2013, and a Master of Education in Education Administration from Sam Houston State University, which he received this year, 2017. And so he has 4 years of experience, came to Aldine right away, started in Bussey Elementary in 2013, and all 4 of his years of experience are in Aldine. So congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
I brought my mother, my sister, my fiance, my friend, Diane, Carolyn, and Sandra.
Very good. Well, congratulations and on your new position, and welcome to all of you. Next, we want to introduce Brandy Ann Briley, who is moving from math coach at Winship Elementary in Spring ISD to assistant principal at Teague Middle School. She has a Bachelor of Management and Marketing from Prairie View A&M University, which she received in 2001, a Master of Arts and with a major in counseling, which she also received from Prairie View A&M in 2010. And she actually started in Aldine at Houston Academy in 2004 and stayed there to 2010. Became a math specialist at Eckerd Intermediate in 2010, but then she decided to try out Conroe. And so, she was there a couple of years as the 6th grade department chair and math department chair before she moved to Spring ISD. And now she's back in Aldine. You've come home. So we're glad to have you back. So Ms. Briley has 13 years of experience in education, with 10 of those years in Aldine. And we always say, we'll take you back. Okay. Well, we're glad you're back, and congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
Yes, I brought my father, Willie Anderson. I brought my mom, Deborah Anderson, my daughter, Jaden Briley, my husband, Julius Briley, and my wonderful team, principal, assistant principal, Ms. Sonia Hicks, Ms. Clark, and Dr. Lucario.
Well, congratulations. Next, we want to introduce Kaylee Newman, who is moving from visual arts teacher at Eisenhower High School to assistant principal at Eisenhower High School. And Ms. Newman has a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art Education from Bowling Green State University, which she received in 2010, and a Master of Curriculum and Instruction in Art Education from the University of Houston, which she received in 2017. Just finished up. And she has 7 years of experience, with all of those years in Aldine ISD at Eisenhower, ninth grade first, starting in 2010, before she moved to Eisenhower High School. So congratulations to you. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
I did. I brought my husband, Gary Newman,
Very nice to see you.
program director of visual arts, Dr. Michael Kelly, my principal,
Very good. Congratulations. Next, we have Latasha Adamus, I'm sorry. And she's moving from a dyslexia 504 coordinator at Hill Intermediate to assistant principal at Stovall Middle School. And Miss Adamus has a Bachelor of Education from Sam Houston State University, which she received in 2001, a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from Concordia University, which she received in 2009. And she started her career in 2001 in North Forest as a drama, dance, and sixth grade math teacher. Then moved to Galena Park in 2004 as a math and reading specialist, before she came to Aldine in 2012 to be a math, reading, and RTI coordinator. And that was at Stovall Academy before she moved into her current position at Hill. So moving back to Stovall as a middle school assistant principal. So Ms. Adamus has 16 years of experience, with 5 of those years in the Aldine School District. So congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
And also joining us, my current principal, Ms. Wright, and her son Duncan, and also one of our other assistant principals, Ms. Willis.
Very good. Congratulations. Our next person to introduce is Maria Mayella. Is that Bows? Bows. Okay, and she's coming to us from her position in Humble ISD as a counselor at Bear Branch Elementary School to her new role as an assistant principal at MacArthur Senior High School. And Ms. Bowles has a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from the University of North Texas, which she received in 1995, and a Master of Education in School Counseling from Sam Houston State University, which she received in 2001. She began her teaching career, her educational career, in Goose Creek ISD in 1996 as an ESL teacher at the high school level, and then she moved to Aldine in 1997 to Shotwell Middle School as an ESL Institute teacher, and then Shotwell, she stayed there to become a school counselor in 1999 before taking that little sidetrack to Humble to be a counselor for a few years. So welcome back to Aldine. You have a total of 21 years. She has a total of 21 years, with 4 of those years in Aldine. So congratulations. Welcome back. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
I did not. My husband's at the University of Houston tonight, but I'm very happy that my new principal is here to support me.
Well, very good. Glad to have you. Congratulations. We also have tonight Janetta Lang from her current position as a tax bankruptcy in-house counsel in Beaumont and also the Woodlands. So you have more than one office that you work in. Is that correct? And she's moving to Aldine to be an attorney and here in the Donaldson Administration Building. And Ms. Lang has a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice, which she received in 1993 from University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Then a Master of Education in English at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, which she received in 1999, and a Doctorate of Jurisprudence, which she received from TSU, Thurgood Marshall School, major in law, which she received in 2002. And she started off in 2001 as a legal intern at Marathon Oil Company and administrative hearing judge at the Texas Workforce Commission, and she was there from 2002 to 2006. And then for 1 year as an associate attorney in Houston, a senior associate attorney with Mann Bracken in 2007 to 2009, and a managing attorney at Fulton, Friedman, and Gullis, LLP, from 2009 to 2017. So she has a total of 15 years in the field of law, and this will be her first year in Aldine ISD. And we are very happy to have you. Congratulations. And did you bring someone to introduce to us tonight?
Boss K is here supporting me.
Welcome, congratulations, and I know Ms. DeWalt is very glad to have you here and see you tonight. And last but not least, we have David Niedzwicki. Did I get that close? Niedzwicki. I had a little help here on the paper. He's moving from an instructional technology specialist at Smith to assistant principal at Thompson Elementary. Now, Mr. Niedzwicki has a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, which he received in 2009 from Ball State University, and a Master of Education in Administration and Supervision, which he received from the University of Houston in 2016. And he has been in Aldine his entire experience. So you must have come to us as a student teacher, is that correct? You did not? Oh, that's interesting. Well, he's been a classroom teacher, started at Stevens Elementary in 2009, stayed there till 2013, and that's when I believe he moved over to Smith Academy. And so, is that right, Smith? Stevens to Smith?
So, yeah, I was at Stevens as a teacher and everything. I checked at Stevens.
Okay. Then you went. Okay, all right. I thought 2013 sounded kind of early, but 8 years of experience on all of those years in Aldine. So congratulations on your new position. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight?
I brought my beautiful wife, Colleen Niedzwicki. She's a literacy coach at Goodman. I also have support from my friend, mentor, principal, Linda Stubblefield, and my new friend, mentor, principal, Sandy Julia.
Well, very good. Well, congratulations to you and welcome. And Dr. Garcia and board members, that concludes the recognitions for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Bamberg, and congratulations all of you, and best wishes on your new assignments, and work hard. The next item, number 13, is a recommendation to rescind the board-approved transition to TRS. I call the chair recognizes Dr. Selena Chapa.
Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, and members of the board, at the December 13, 2016 meeting of the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees, the board voted to transition the medical health care program to teacher retirement system, also known as TRS. On August 15, 2017, information was provided to the board highlighting an option to remain self-funded rather than transition to TRS. After reviewing the option to remain self-funded and the option to transition to TRS, we have determined that it is in the best interest of the district and its employees to remain self-funded. Therefore, I would like to recommend that the board rescind the previously approved transition to TRS and remain self-funded.
Thank you, Dr. Chapa. Board members, you've heard the recommendation from Dr. Chapa to rescind the board-approved transition to TRS, and we have discussed this with her at study session and her staff. Do we have a motion?
I move that the board approve the recommendation to rescind the transition to TRS as stated.
Madam President, I second the motion.
Thank you both. Is there a discussion? We'll begin the vote with Dr. Booker.
Yes.
Shaglin, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Okay, thank you. Item 14 is the approval of final recommendation for health benefits. Dr. Chapa?
Again, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, and members of the board, I would like to introduce Ashley Yancey. If you can come forward, please. She is a dyslexia specialist at Nimitz High School, where she has served for the past 9 years. Ashley is joined tonight by other members of the Benefits Advisory Committee. And if you, as Ms. Yancey approaches the microphone with the other members of the Benefits Advisory Committee, please stand and be recognized. I believe we have several members here. All right. I know. They really have been working hard.
Thank you, Dr. Chapa, Dr. Garcia, Dr. Bamberg, members of the board. The overall goal of the Benefits Advisory Committee is to ensure that Aldine ISD is offering the most stable and comprehensive benefits package possible to its employees. Tonight, I would like to make recommendations on behalf of the entire Benefits Advisory Committee. This committee is composed of employees from every school and auxiliary location in Aldine. We the Benefits Advisory Committee would like to make the following recommendations. 1, remain self-funded using Aetna as our medical provider. 2, revise our medical plans and plan designs to include a broad network and narrow network plans. Revision of the plan designs and networks will result in a decrease in employee contribution for some employees and an increase in employee contribution for others contingent upon the plan and tier level chosen. 3, new funding for the health fund will be eliminated and the health fund benefit will be phased out. Employees with existing health fund balances will continue to have access to the funds until they are eliminated. Best Doctors and Vivere wellness programs will be eliminated. That was 4. 5, Aldine ISD will no longer participate in the interlocal agreement effective March 2018. 6, the stop-loss deductible will be increased. 7, these changes will result in a potential savings of $2.5 million per year.
Dr. Garcia and members of the board, I recommend that we approve the recommendations as proposed by Ashley Yancey.
Thank you, Dr. Chapa, and thank you, Ashley, for presenting that. Board members, you've heard the recommendation regarding the final recommendation for health benefits. Do we have a motion?
Dr. Garcia, I move that the board approve the final recommendation for health benefits as stated.
Thank you, Mr. Shanklin. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Is there discussion? Again, we heard that report as well last night. We'll begin the vote with Mrs. Esparza.
Esparza, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Booker, yes.
Thank you, and thank you, the committee members, for this hard work
Thank you.
that you've done. The next item on the agenda is the order declaring the unopposed candidate for the November 7th, 2017 Aldine Independent School District special election to the position of school trustee and the cancellation of the election. The order states, whereas under Section 2.052, certification of unopposed status of the Texas Education Code, the superintendent of schools of the Aldine Independent School District has certified to the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District that the following candidate for the office of trustee is unopposed for the November 7, 2017 Aldine ISD special election. Dr. Kim N. Booker, position number 6. And whereas under Section 2.053, action on certification of the Texas Election Code, the governing body of the potential subdivision by order or ordinance may declare each unopposed candidate elected to the office. Now, therefore, be it ordered that the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District declares unopposed candidate Kimberly N. Booker is elected to position 6 on the Aldine Independent School District Board of Trustees for the term expiring November 2019. Board members, you've heard the order declaring an unopposed candidate for special election and cancellation of the special election due to unopposed candidate. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the order declaring Kimberly N. Booker elected to position 6 of the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees and cancellation of special election orders be approved as stated.
Madam President, I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mead. Any discussion? And Dr. Kim Booker, we'll let you vote first.
What do you think?
Yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Okay, thank you all. We have item 16, the next item on the agenda, committee reports, the approval of recommendation from School Names Committee. The chair recognizes Mr. Paul Shanklin, chair of the School Names Committee.
The School Names Committee is comprised of Dr. Kim Booker, Ms. Patricia Bourgeois, and myself as chair. And just want to let you know that we have thought long and hard and really want to recognize the trailblazers of Aldine. The committee would like to recommend the following names for 6 campuses and facilities. Individual board members will read the bios for the honorees.
We will begin the first with Mr. Shanklin reading the first bio.
Dr. Blanson has been in the community for 30 years, and his 3 children attended Aldine schools. He has served in various positions in the district: teacher, assistant director, executive director, assistant superintendent, and deputy superintendent. Dr. Blanson oversees numerous operations departments, and his leadership is evident in the work done to build, maintain, and support the district through growth, change, and improvements. Through his work in the district, he has served on the bond committee for the last 5 bond referendums and has been responsible in bond implementations. In addition to his work in the district, Dr. Blanson has supported the community through leadership roles with Aldine Pathfinders and Gulf Coast Area Boy Scout troops. He had also served as president of the Gulf Coast Personnel Association and Gulf Coast MNO Association. He is an examiner for the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award and serves on the board of the Quality Texas Award. He also served as an adjunct professor for Sam Houston State College, Prairie View A&M, and Texas A&M universities. Dr. Blanson has won numerous awards, including the 2005 Trailblazer Award from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo's Black Heritage Committee, the 2005 Outstanding Educator Award from Dean's Roundtable at Texas A&M University College of Education and Human Development, and he was the 2003 Boss of the Year for the Aldine ISD. Can you imagine that? We are pleased to recognize Dr. Blanson's service to students and to community by naming the new CTE High School the Dr. Archie Blanson Career and Technical Education High School.
Dr. Blanson, we do want to give you the opportunity to introduce anyone who's here with you tonight.
I have a few people here tonight. My wife, Beverly Blanson, who's a retired librarian from Aldine, 35 years in the district. Also, I have my son, my daughter, the oldest child, Christina. She has a husband, Robert Bordeaux, with her. And I have 2 little ones over there, Robert III and Cameron Lee Bordeaux. Also have my 2 sons here, Daniel Blanson, who's an AP at Carver, and Dr. Eric Blanson, who's been playing with the light switches back there for a minute ago. Also, my pastors here, Pastor Mike Pender, his wife Jan, and Pastor O. Thank you very much, and thank you for this honor board. Thank you.
The second recommendation comes from Ms. Bourgeois.
Merlin Griggs Sr. was an outstanding community volunteer and board member. He served on the Aldine ISD board for 9 years. Before his board service began, he served on various campus and district committees, including the 2007 Steering Committee for the $365 million bond referendum. Mr. Griggs was a devoted family man to his wife Kathy and his 2 sons, who attended Aldine schools and graduated from Nimitz High School. Mr. Griggs was a model board trustee. He attended numerous trainings and meetings to be visible in the schools and community. As a board member, he held offices of the board, including president, vice president, secretary, and assistant secretary. He also chaired various committees. Sadly, we lost Mr. Griggs last December to his battle with cancer, but we value his contributions to the community and to Aldine ISD. It is with great pleasure that we recommend naming the new Greenspoint EC Pre-K campus the Merlin Griggs Sr. EC PK campus.
Yeah.
recognize Merlin's wife, Kathy. There you are. And we would offer you the opportunity to introduce those who are with you tonight.
Thank you to Aldine board. I have my son Merlin Griggs the second with me. My son Justin, who's here also. And again, thank you all so much. You will be so proud of this moment. He loves Aldine to death. I have my pastor here with me tonight. My associate pastor, Mrs. Mike, Sister Dan. Again, thank you all so much.
There's a third recommendation, which I will read. Ms. Rose Avalos has lived in Aldine since she was 2 years old. She attended, to what? What did she say? 2 months. Oh, 2 months
2
old.
months.
I'm sorry, 2 months.
2 months.
Months old. She attended school in Aldine ISD all 12 years, and she graduated very proudly from MacArthur High School. Then she served the district for 33 years as a teacher, counselor, program director, assistant principal, and finally as principal of MacArthur High School. Ms. Avalos was named the District Principal of the Year in 2002 and 2003. She has served on the Aldine School Board since May 2006. During her tenure as a board member, she has held all board member offices, and she has served as a regional director with the Texas Association of School Boards. It is with pleasure that we recognize Ms. Avalos' contributions to her MacArthur community, the Aldine community, and academic excellence by naming the new East Side Early College the Rose M. Avalos Early College. And Ms. Avalos will give you an opportunity to say a few words.
Well, I don't have any family here because I didn't tell them. I thought I would wait, but I want to thank the board. It's a tremendous honor. You know, for an educator to have a campus, and for you, it's a great distinction. I've had an incredible life in Aldine. First, it's just a wide-eyed, shy girl from humble beginnings whose first language was Spanish. And I had teachers who really recognized my potential even before I did. I had wonderful teachers at Francis Elementary, Hamburg Middle School, and MacArthur High School. They validated me and showed me that I could do it. As a teacher, I had wonderful mentors, and opportunities came my way to explore different positions. When I became an administrator, I was blessed to have a cooperative and loyal staff, including teachers, clerical, support staff, custodians, and the nutrition department. I truly believe that education will offer our kids options, and it will provide self-sufficiency for them. I'm thankful for the wonderful parents that I had who taught us a strong work ethic and expected it from us. I'm thankful for the education I received in Aldine because it made it possible for me to be successful. I'm thankful for the many students I've encountered over the years, and of some which I have become lifelong friends. I'm thankful for the career that I had in Aldine and the opportunity I have continued to have as a board member to make a difference in the school district. Thank you. Now I
The
have
next
to,
recommendation is to be read by Ms. Avalos.
now I have to get myself together. Dr. Wanda Bamberg is entering her 36th year in Aldine ISD and her 11th year as superintendent. Her background is curriculum and instruction, and her positions in Aldine have been teacher, program director of language arts, executive director of curriculum and instruction, and assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction before becoming the superintendent in 2007. Dr. Bamberg has been instrumental to the curriculum work done in the district and literally shared across the country through multiple local, state, and national presentations. Dr. Bamberg has served the community of Aldine through her work on the Aldine Greenspoint YMCA Board, the Adults Relating to Kids Board, and as a member of the executive teams for the Early Matters Initiative and the Upskills Initiative through the Greater Houston Partnership. At the state level, she has served on the Equity Center Board of Directors, board president for the Academic Decathlon Board, and is incoming president of the Texas School Alliance. Also at the state level, Dr. Bamberg advocated for educational support and issues through testimony for House and Senate Education Committees and through meetings with state leaders. And believe me, they know who she is. Dr. Bamberg's awards include Sam Houston State University's Distinguished Educator of the Year in 2016, the John Hoyt Education Leadership Award from Texas A&M University in 2010, and Region 4 Superintendent of the Year, an Outstanding Educator Award for North Harris County American Association of University Women in 2011. Be an Angel Award in 2017, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Intercontinental Chamber, and the Outstanding Educator Award from the Acres Home Chamber. Dr. Bamberg has one son who attended elementary school in Aldine ISD. We are pleased to recognize Dr. Bamberg's dedication and service to Aldine staff and students by renaming the Aldine ISD Resource Center and Staff Development Center for Dr. Wanda Bamberg.
Have anyone or would like to say?
And I watched everybody's family come in. I thought, well, here comes my little family, David. And we have one son who's at work tonight. But the truth is, I have an Aldine family. And people in this, that people in this group, the cabinet, the board, the people I've worked with over the years have been like my family. I have learned from them. I have fought with them. I have shared great memories and great exciting accomplishments because the people in Aldine are like family, and the people in Aldine, the community, the teachers, the kids, and I've had so much incredible support, not just from my wonderful husband, but from the people who work with me every day. And I just want to say how grateful I am and how appreciative I am of this honor. I thank you very much. I'm blessed. Thank you.
The next recommendation will be read by Connie Esparza.
Mr. Rick Ogden served on the Aldine Independent Board of Trustees for 27 years and was the longest-serving board member when he retired in December 2016. Mr. Ogden and his wife Charlotte lived in the community for 32 years and raised 4 children who attended Aldine schools. Before becoming a board member, Mr. Ogden was an engaged parent, and he served his children's schools and the district on various projects and committees, including strategic planning and steering committees for bond referendums. Over the years, Mr. Ogden held all local board offices more than once. He served as president, vice president, secretary and assistant secretary. He also chaired various board committees over the years to support district initiatives. Mr. Ogden was also a well-known state leader for the Texas Association of School Board, TASB. Mr. Ogden served as president, TASB master trustee, TASB director, and he served on the TASB Risk Management Fund Board. Mr. Ogden provided leadership by presenting numerous workshops and sessions for fellow board members across the state. Mr. Ogden also worked with the Center for the Reform of School Systems to train boards across the state. He has served as a mentor to a district board team of 8 to support their knowledge and understanding of the school board's members' role. I and we am very pleased and honored to honor Mr. Ogden's service by renaming Rayford Intermediate as Reek Ogden Elementary beginning in 2018. Congratulations.
Mr. Ogden, if you would introduce your family, who's here, whoever's here, and say some words to us.
Before I say thank you to the board, I have my lifelong friend, mother and wife, Charlotte, here with me, our youngest son, Timothy. We have our oldest daughter, Lana, our grandson, her son, Brandon, our oldest granddaughter, Candace Blakely, her husband, Dane, our oldest great-grandson.
Wow.
And then we have our twins, Kason and Caden, here with us tonight. We have our Iowa family. They're going to be so surprised to be here. We also have Lana's oldest son, Caleb Mendez, who could not be here tonight, and Brandon's brother, Brad, who could not be here tonight. So we have large Houston support. I want to thank Charlotte for all her support for all these years. And board, I know you have many opportunities, because I've sat where you sit, and you had many opportunities and many directions to go. I am so deeply honored. And just as a personal note, I teach 5th and 6th grade Sunday school. And one of my students came up to me Sunday and said, "I saw your name on a plaque." He's a student at Rayford.
Oh.
He wanted to know why that happened, so I can't wait
to tell him.
Thank you, board.
Divine intervention.
Yeah.
And the sixth and final recommendation is to be made by Mr. Steve Mead.
And last but not least, Ernest Mendel served on Aldine School Board in the 1940s. Generations of the Mendel family graduated from Aldine schools, including Mars High School, Aldine High School, and Nimitz High School. Mr. Mendel and his wife Dora had 4 boys, Ernest Jr., Calvin, Clarence, and Jean. The Mendel family farm included 153 acres. Known for his quiet demeanor and strong work ethic, Ernest F. Mendel passed away on April the 27th, 1952, at the age of 52. Mendel Elementary was named in his honor in 1954. Since that day, many students have received an outstanding academic foundation at Mendel Elementary. And the campus has always enjoyed the great benefits of being a model neighborhood school. Parents, community members, and Mendel staff have enjoyed a true family relationship. The campus is now 63 years old, and with a plan to reconfigure the elementary grade levels in 2018 and 2019, the Board of Trustees voted in May to close Mendel at the end of the 2017-18 school year. But the plan changed when Hurricane Harvey hit. Mendel sustained flood damage and the decision was made to close campus immediately. The students have been combined with Greenpoint Elementary to finish the school year, but the board wants to continue to honor the Mendel legacy by renaming the future Aldine Heritage Museum after Ernest F. Mendel in honor of Mr. Mendel's commitment to his community. The Mendel family could not be with us this evening, but we look forward to recognizing them at future board meetings.
Thank you, Mr. Mead and board members. You've all heard the recommendations from the School Names Committee regarding school names. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board approve the building names as presented.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mead. Is there discussion? We've had lots of discussion already. We'll begin the vote with Mrs. Esparza.
Esparza, yes.
Bourgeois, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Booker, yes.
Congratulations to all of those here whose names we look so forward to the plans for renaming those schools, or naming those schools. The next item on the agenda is the open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. This is the portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from patrons. Each person who addresses the board has 3 minutes to speak on his or her issue. There is a clock at the podium that will notify you when your 3 minutes are almost up. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members will not answer any question posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on an issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or an employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual employees or students by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. We have one request, board members. I call on Candace Houston.
Good evening, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, Dr. Garcia. I'm here before you to talk about the first book that we did, the drive on August the 12th. We had 1,625 parents and kids that came through to get books. We had 413 Aldine employees that participated on the distribution day and also on the day that we sorted. We gave out approximately 37,000 books. And because of Hurricane Harvey, the Barbara Bush Foundation, along with AFT, is donating more books to teachers or students who were affected. So the link went out to the teachers or whoever registered with First Book. So if the principals or area superintendents, if they didn't get that link, please let me know, because they have given me money to buy books for those teachers or staff members in Aldine that were affected by the floods. And the elementary school that had the most volunteers, their staff was awesome, Irma Elementary. So I will be donating 500 books that I kept to the side to Irma Library for them to give away to students, however way they want to do it. So we're excited about that. At the end of the day, I want to give special shout outs to Cindy Buchanan. She coordinated everything with me. She was the liaison between the district and myself. She was awesome. I want to thank Abel for sending out the email blast, because we were able to get volunteers to help us sort 40,000 books. That was a very difficult day, but special shout out to Eisenhower High School, because their football team and cheerleaders came out on that Monday and they was pushing the books around, doing everything that we needed. So special thank you to Mr. Lindeman and Ms. Schleter, who helped coordinate that with us. So just want to thank you guys very much for doing this event with the union. It really meant a lot to us.
Well, thank you, Candace, for your hard work. All right, board members, that brings us to item number 18, adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Though, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The time is 8:37. The meeting is adjourned, and thank you for coming.
Can our honorees stay? We'll take a picture.